welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm your host, Michael Tabor. So, one of my evening editions, I'm not going to turn the outside light, I'll just keep it here, and I'm not even going to be in the video here. So, getting right into this, I felt compelled to do another one of these. I'm listening to an older Tim Ferriss podcast, December of 2014. His guest is Marc Goodman. Marc Goodman works for, he's a CIA analyst. So anyway, a few people who follow me know that I am pretty convinced that we are living in a simulation right now, okay? I'm not 100% certain, but I think there's good evidence that we are, in fact, living in a simulation. For one, I had a near-death experience, NDE, and I saw something, not to get into it right here in this video recording, but essentially I died. And I saw, I guess you could say I had a glimpse of the afterlife, whatever that means. And I saw this monolithic abacus-like structure, digital structure that was communicating with me telepathically. So it was this gigantic computer. So go to my old videos and you'll get into more detail. But anyway, more evidence that I guess you could say, if we're not already in a simulation, that we're certainly heading in that direction. So Marc Goodman says, let's just think about, his concern is hacking, right? With everything like biological hacking. And he gave the example of, with DNA sequencing, and we all know with CRISPR technology. Now, obviously, the good news, the upside with CRISPR technology and genetic engineering and all that, gene editing, whatever, is, cure for disease. That's obviously amazing and it's incredible, and I'm super excited about that. But the bad thing is that anything could be hacked. Any sort of technology, whether it's computers or anything, smartphones, anything, biology, obviously in this situation with genes and all that, can be hacked. And there are some people who are not nice. There are bad guys in the world. The world, we have 7 billion people, and there are some really bad fucking people out there, and who will try to hurt you. So anyway, let me get to my point here. So Marc Goodman says, let's just take a look at DNA sequencing. When did this start? I think it was like 98, 99. I think, what was his name? Mark Ventor, Genome Project. When they first started, they started to sequence one individual's DNA. The cost, $3 billion, okay? So I think it was Greg Ventor later on, and by the way, it wasn't finished, okay? So Greg Ventor, I think it was in 99, and into 2000, with new technology, was able to do sequencing successfully for $300 million. So think of the savings from $3 billion to $300 million. Okay, fast forward to today. Hello. Sequencing now, full sequencing, costs a little over $1,000. And if you're interested in 23andMe, which is a partial DNA sequencing, about $99. Okay, so from $3 billion a decade ago to $99. And here's the thing, the technology, we know what it is. You don't have to, people getting their hands on this. So, okay, so just think about that. Eventually, maybe in 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, 500 years, whatever, eventually we're going to be able to make life, right? So we're already tinkering around right now. It's 2019. 100 years from now, 2119. I mean, just think about where we were just 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? You see what I'm saying? So where are we going to be with this genetic engineering in 100 years, 500 years? Come on now, all right? Or has this already happened? Or think of how big the universe is, right? Think about how many, listen, I'll get into it some other time about that. Just think about that. There's going to be a time when we are going to be able to make life, okay? And there's and there's going to be a time, speaking of virtual reality, there's going to be a time when we are not going to be able to distinguish base reality, whatever that is, from virtual reality, right? Think about VR today. If you have those goggles on, there's going to, and it's very crass now, but so you think about genetic engineering and CRISPR technology, it's very crass now, 2019. 20 years from now, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years, VR, virtual reality, and engineering, two things, right? You're not going to be able to distinguish virtual from base, 100%, we know that, and the biology there. Do the math. Are we in a simulation? And by the way, just speaking from economics, being in virtual is much cheaper. And if you listen to Nick Bostrom or read his book, Superintelligence, the odds that you are not, this is probability theory though, probability theory here. The odds that we are not in a simulation is something like 1 in 100 million, something insane like that. Okay, people, think about it. Are we in a simulation? Okay, I hope you like this evening edition. I'm not in the video here. Maybe that's a good thing. All right. Have a great day, people. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.